Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. Now, you may have caught some of my coverage thus far. The Flip 5 just arrived today, interestingly enough, on launch day, and this is in the gray color. That's why we have the palette of different colors. That's what Samsung's been doing with anything that's exclusive to Samsung.com. I'll include a link in the description. And the Flip 5 is arguably, I think, the most popular device of its kind in terms of folding phones here in 2023 because, well, it's the most mature, compact, and I think just fun device. And the opposite spectrum of what the Fold is, because this is a device that folds to become smaller, in a way, rather than giving us a larger display. Of course, it does fold to reveal a larger display, but the big improvement this year is that we now have a 3.4-inch front display. This is the largest front display this device has ever had. Now, Motorola's Razr Plus has, basically an all-screen display as well. So this phone does have competition here in 2023, which is a good thing. I mean, I'm always hoping we're going to see more competition. Nothing else in the box really to show except a SIM ejector tool and a charging cable, Type-C to C. So let's talk about this phone. Brighter displays this year. This is still a 6.7-inch internal display, volume rocker, power button, of course, fingerprint scanner, and really, really nice device. I mean, this is arguably, that's part of the reason that people like it so much, is that it fits in your palm, it's powerful, but of course, opens up to reveal essentially the standard candy bar experience that you're used to without any of the size. And then the other improvement, just like with the Fold this year, the hinge is now reimagined, nearly flush, unlike the previous generations, of course, that were angled. And we have this nicety across the board. This has the same exact finish as my phone, which I think is just really sharp. The gray with that matte finish. Samsung's never quite done matte like this. The Fold 3, somewhat matte, but not as matte, not with the hinge. And this is just a really, really sharp phone. When we talk about major differences from previous generations, this in the lineup for 2023, I think, does check that box for the biggest difference because we do finally have, as I've said, a front display that this phone has never had, which I think is going to be really usable. The cameras, pretty much the same in terms of what you would expect. But the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 that's in here should mean better battery life. It should mean better performance with the cameras. It's just a very powerful processor, GPU combo. So I'm expecting really good performance out of this all around. But you can already see that front display is just, it's a game changer. It really, really is. And it does have a little bit of a cutout around the two cameras there, but nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's a 3.4-inch AMOLED, also at 720 by 748 to be exact. And then as soon as you open it up, you've got that high refresh 6.7-inch internal display that makes this a fan favorite that so many people love to use, especially Apple users, because there's just nothing else like it on the market except for, of course, the Razr Plus. The 3700 milliamp hour battery in here, on paper leaves a lot to be desired, but I really think in real world use, we're going to do fairly well with this phone. And of course, you always have that ability to just use the hinge like that to take selfies. Of course, now easier than ever to use it in that orientation with the main cameras rather than the inferior selfie cam on the interior screen, the main display, because you have a much bigger way to, frame yourself when shooting selfies now using the front cover display. So really nice phone. Type-C charging, nothing changed with speeds there. So just be aware. But yeah, excellent little device. There's a reason this is one of the most popular. And then, of course, your SIM tray right there with ejection tool. And this is the 0.5 terabyte model. If you went through my pre-order link, then you were able to get 512 capacity, essentially as an automatic free upgrade, which I think was a no-brainer, but that unfortunately is now over. But really excited to share this with all of you. I'll have some cases coming in. I will be comparing this. I don't have the Gen 4 in-house. I do have the Gen 3 though, and that will show just a stark difference again in that display, front display. And as I mentioned, the interior and front displays also got brighter here, like all of Samsung's phones, just making them more usable in bright light outdoors. But that pretty much rounds things out. Not much else to share with you about this device. It is, as I've stated, one of the most popular and fun folding devices on the planet for good reason. It's great if you're looking for a really tiny device that doesn't sacrifice that internal display. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them, hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.